Now we're just
So
showing off why that Plague Warrior is usually max first is such a good pushing spell. And
yeah,
he's outlaning Mania
definitely.
pretty hard, actually.
Yeah, they're definitely maximizing their first pick. I mean, they obviously showed a lot of respect to the Venomancer there by picking up so early when there was a Ross in the pool and a hero that they really like. So grabbing the Veno this early really just just states how much they really like it. And they're really using it very well. They're using it very well. It's creating a lot of problems for the Radiant right now.
Meanwhile, you can see that Weaver does have his Basilius. You can see the ring was turned on, so maybe they want to do a little bit more tower diving action. But so far, Quantic's positioning being good enough where the Fissure actually don't really catch them too, all stunned or blocked up. So they should be fine. And right now,
we're gonna have a race for this top tower or top rune. It looks like Quantic is gonna. Yep, Miguel is gonna get on the back of that ward trap. Not quite get there, and he doesn't get a shackle either. So ooh. A big mistake there from TC. Not something you'll see too often is his Shadow Shaman failed, but he blew it there. He missed the ward trap, placed it on the other side even, and then he got over the hill before he could get a shackle. So didn't even really take any kind of damage. And,
he might have actually got the ward trap off, but you can phase boot out of it, and Windrunner does have to face. So it's really hard to see whether he actually did. But there was no shackle afterwards, and that was the error there.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, I forgot you could ward or phase right through that. Meanwhile, bottom we do have a bit of a come around here from Quantic. Maybe they want to go after Jail. Just gets a little bit harassed. We see another Fissure hitting all three, but ultimately not doing anything. Fluff is really just using this Fissure just as a lane harass skill.
Yeah.
It's much more like a big time arc lightning than anything else.
Interesting skill comparison. Both heroes not really getting too much farm here, as there was a lot of dancing around, and because of that, the carries kind of have to watch your own positioning and not spending too much time on the creep wave. I think that kind of play actually favors a Weaver a little bit more, because Weaver is one of those heroes that can actually farm outside of the laning stage. They're gonna make a dive for Angel. The hero is gonna get stunned on, but he's again very low HP, not low enough to die, but he's constantly having to get some salves either from a support or he has to buy one himself. He's gonna lane switch.
Yeah, this is one of the problems Obsidian has, is that he doesn't have a really natural regen item to purchase. Sometimes you'll see a mechanism, you'll see people can pick that up just so he can get some amount of regen. Because of most of the items he wants, like a Force Staff and Hex and these kind of things, they don't provide any kind of actual regen. So you have to go out of your way to buy regen on Obsi usually.
Yep. And here comes yet another dive here. I think Link might be an issue. Nova hits. All we need is a single stun to do it. No, he might be going for the block. No, he's just right-clicking. Can we get a Fissure? Yes, we can. Fluff.
It almost looked like Fluff's trying to laugh.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe he wanted to
out,
trap two heroes.
Hey, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, if the team said, hey, try and last at this, then absolutely you should do it. He doesn't drop a ward in middle, does TC. I believe this middle tower is going to go down. Can Miguel get the deny?
Yeah.
Yes, he can. Clutch. Deny there from Miguel. Miguel continued to play very well. I think he's outplayed TC in middle to this point.
Yeah, I think so. But even though Miguel's getting outplayed, his tower is getting pushed down, which is the important thing, the map control. Now, that's a lot of gold difference, 500 gold swing there. But I think that's going to free up a TC a little bit more to gank the bot to get that tower pushed down as well. And once the snowball gets rolling, it gets very dangerous against complexity.
Yeah, this is you cannot give complexity a bunch of early towers. They play a similar style to Navi, but a little bit more mid-range. They're not quite as aggressive early on, but once they get a couple towers, they will start to snowball on you very quickly. They are a fantastic mid-game team. We see another gang here on bottom. TC does not have awards, but they're going to go right after Rise. We see an immediate Hex. I believe he's going to die before he gets any stuns or swaps. No, he survives, actually gets a stun on Jail. Jail maybe going down. An ultimate there from Angel. He goes ahead and drops his ultimate back to Weaver, and he's going to be able to get back. Mania TP's bot, throws a black hole, and it's absolutely nothing. It's insta-canceled even. Mike may go down, but he's going to... No, he actually gets a... Oh, no, he is going to go down. But they do trade a levy for it, and Mania wasting his ultimate. I believe TC's going to get a kill here on Mania. This did not go well for Quantic right now.
Yeah, Mania's gonna get right-click down, Shackle on two, huge Eidolon's doing the damage, Jail out of mana at this point. No, Windrunner gets fissured up, and here comes Quantic Angel doing some damage. He is salving up, he survived that power shot, it's gonna miss, but look at the big damage output from Angel, gonna get that kill. And it was a 5-6 so far in the hero scores. Jail trying to get last at the tower. Tower is gonna be in deny range, and that's gonna be a second tower denied by Quantic. That's huge.
Yeah, that power shot from Windrunner is clutch there. That ended up giving Angel just the right amount of room to be able to chase after him and to get that last hit, because he actually didn't position properly. He was trying to dodge the stun of Earthshaker when he resurrected, or when he pulled out of the pool, but ultimately that put him in a bit of a poor position to actually do enough damage, but Windrunner cutting that tree down allowed Angel to get through there. So a little bit of nice, if not intentional, nice team coordination there from Quantic.
14 minutes in, we see 4 towers down. Now, 2 of it is 9-bit Migo. Good job to him. But Hannah also doing a lot of dirty work on the top lane and go different chart. A little bit over 5,000 gold lead in favor of Complexity. Mecha is up on Venomancer, so is the Arcane Boots, and maybe we're going to see a mid gank coming on. There's a Hex, a War Trap, shackle him because he can phase out. He pops a Windrun and phase. There's a swap. I guess TC did not realize you can phase out of it. Shackle Shot's going to land on two. Nice. And that's another war being used and not accomplishing too
I'm not
much.
sure TC realizes that he can shackle, or he can phase through that, because he just let him do it. He had shackle that whole time, and he just let him run right out of there. So yeah, a bit of a mistake there from TC, and TC's Shaman kind of letting us down a little bit. I mean, he is super famous for this thing. I mean, this is his hero here. So to see him not succeeding perfectly, you would think as a roster player that's something you would already know, is that phases run through there.
Maybe he does. Maybe he's worrying about something else, but I don't exactly know what that might be. On
I mean,
the top
there's a
lane,
swap on Vince. Maybe he doesn't want to get swapped out or something. I don't know.
yeah, on the top lane here we have Hannah, half HP, taking massive damage. So far, Hannah's playing nicely as well. He's not really contributing too much to his team, but he is by taking down 2 towers. That's like 2,000 gold for his team. So actually, he is contributing a lot, but he's not being in engagement.
He's got Mechas and an Arcane and 2K too, so it's not like he's not going to have some serious teamfight skill later on.
Yep, and of course, very importantly as well, he's getting the level. He's level 11 as well, and that ultimate is going to hurt. There's a 3-man gank coming his way. We have Winner coming right in position. He's going to get a Shackle. Mecha up, power shot on him as well. He's going to die. I think Quantic, will they take this fight? Do they have Ravage? Yes, they do. But are they going to keep on taking TC in position? Shackle on 2. Ravage going to be on top of everyone. He's going to use it right now. TC's going to go down. Fluff is up in a little bit of trouble. He doesn't have Echo Slam. Use it on the bot gank. And now IX Mike in trouble as well. 6 Eidolon doing massive damage. Quantic Link tanking it up like crazy. We do have Jail coming in. IX Mike going to be in trouble. Link says, I'll tank it all up. Earn drops on Link, but he's going to go down regardless. Great fight from Quantic. And are they going to keep on pushing?
Man, I gotta say, Miguel is MVP right now for Quantic. He has been hitting clutch shackles all over the place, hitting nice power shots, managing to outlane TC in middle, roaming the map pretty well, getting gangs where they need him. He is just playing really, really well right now. Now, Quantic are still down on towers, so they need to get this tower to kind of mitigate some of that. That said, Miguel playing fantastic. Even level 13 right now, just so much ahead of everybody on Complexity. We got 6, 8, 10, 11, 7, compared to 13, 7, 8, 6, and 12 from Mania.
Gold just swings back the other way. Yeah, I just want to echo your point about Migo. Double tower denies, Shackle shot on 2 heroes, waiting out or baiting out 2 war traps from TC and just surviving that. Maybe that was TC's mistake, but either case, he's taking a lot of Complexity's punches and answering right back.
Yeah, and even if it is a mistake by TC, there's still a level of skill required to make them pay every time they make a mistake, which he is definitely doing. He's playing very well right now. Angel, meanwhile, farming up on bottom. They do have a little bit of a roam here in the jungle. TC wants to find him. He is smoked, so it looks like they will get this Hex off. And with the Hex, they will get fissured and shackled pretty quickly, and down he does go. They didn't even need the shackle, just took him down instantly.
Drum is up on TC. Let's see what's his next item choice is going to be. Generally, you see either Blink Dagger or Blacking Bar, or actually both, blink into BKB. In terms of a game like this, I think BKB is a necessary must. Even though Blacko will cancel it right now, BKB gives you the, immunity against Ravage, the Magic Missile, and more importantly, the Destroyer's big damage output.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of lag right now, so I'm having a bit of trouble. That said, yeah, obviously he's having a bit of a problem. He hasn't really had any place to farm, and as we mentioned in the early going, or as you were talking about, he really doesn't farm very well outside of the laning phase. He's very easy to gank, and without a Force Staff, he's even easier. So he's very behind on levels, very behind on farm. So despite the fact that Miguel is almost single-handedly carrying his team right now, if Obviously does not get any items, I just don't see them winning.
Yeah, he's only level...
He's going to need to find something here.
Level 8 here, and you can see Complexity roaming so aggressively because they have map control. Look at how deep their Observer wards are in the enemy jungle. They see everything, and right now this Destroyer says, man, I don't know where they are right now. I gotta just back off, and that's more room that he's... more farm that he's not getting. And if you're lagging out, I'll continue casting until you fix the issue there. Are you okay, Nebula?
Yeah,
Okay.
can you hear me right now?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah. You sound a little bit
Alright.
staticky though.
Roboti?
Yeah, Roboti. Back on the mid lane here, Windrunner. might get ganked up once again. Fissure is going to hit just on the tip, though. Actually blocks the TC a little bit. And now Winrunner just goes the other way, even Force Staff up the hill. Nice play here by Migo. And there's going to be a mid push coming their way. This actually might not be so bad here for Quantic. They will probably defend this push. They have pretty decent AoE. They do have Ravage up as well. Let's see how good these Shackles are. Shackle not going to latch. They're going to go on Fluff. Are they going to use the ultimate? As no, he gets bitten. Don't need to use the ultimate anymore. Fluff very out of position. Force Staff uphill from Migo. Power Shot's going to do it. Let's see how good it is. Yeah, there's a mecha here from Hannah. Oh, nice play from Hannah. Just mecha him from the low ground to high. So a lot of punches being traded. And finally, Angel's on the bot lane, finishing that Force Staff, which is so key to his survival. I think Quantic might be turning this game around. They got some key item here. And if they could keep playing so well like this, I think they have a shot going into the mid-game. Fluff and stuff going on the bot lane. Arcane Boots already
definitely. Up. I mean, Hannah's got... Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're lagging so bad.
Hannah Montana's picked himself up. Alright.
Alright, I guess it's going to be a solo cast. Nebula's going to go restart the net. And we have TC back in the mid lane. He doesn't have his Serpent Wards up yet. Still quite low on the mana. And Migo just pushing this wave. This is kind of like a stock Migo build. When he picks the Windrunner for himself, he never really buys the Mecha, which is a decent choice because Mecha really delays her core build, which is really the Force Staff into a Hex. And now they're going to try to muscle their way in for this mid tower, excuse me. And I think they're going to get it. Any denies? No deny right here. And because there's so many heroes on the mid lane, actually Angel looking for a imprisonment. Playing very aggressively. He is up to 1k gold. That tower very helpful. I wonder where he's going to go from here. The standard item is a Blacking Bar after this. He's going to pick up an Ogre Club for extra HP. Although there's other item choices as well. Mecha is a possible choice, although Nigma's making it. There's a choice of a Axe Scepter. It's not too commonly seen, although it gives you very nice HP to work with. So we'll see where Angel goes from here.
Okay, so I have fixed it. Apparently I had a rogue ping command on our EXC running, and I was losing like 400,000 memory going to it, and a lot of bandwidth. So anyway, we have an initiation here on Angel. We have a nice stun there from Earthshaker. Vitamancer hits him, but a nice swap from Rise saves him. And continuing story, if Angel continues to manage to survive, I think you're right. I think Quantic can pull this back into it, as they are now up on kills.
And maybe they're gonna go for more kills? No. Both teams very good in positioning in terms of saving your teammates. We've been seeing some spectacular moves so far. But I gotta say, mad respects to Mania. I think he has to pick up his game a little bit. Because so far he has lost the top lane, which against a Venomancer you kind of expect to lose a lane. But losing 2 tower and then whiffing a black hole. That black hole was...
Yeah, that was big time.
Was Luminous-esque.
That was a big mistake. TC has a Blink Dagger as well now, so Shadow Shaman a little longer range initiation there. Trying to kind of counteract the, a little bit of the team fights that they're starting to lose. A Blink Dagger may help that a little bit. Fluff and stuff does have that Arcane Boots. It's about 1,000 gold, so a little bit less than halfway to his dagger. And of course, Venomancer getting quite fat. We see initiation here on Fluff, but a nice Fissure blocks too. We see a Force Staff somebody forced Lincoln. I'm not sure who did that. I guess it was Windrunner.
Yep.
And Lincoln ended up taking a bunch of damage because of that. Venomancer just ended up dropping the ulti on immediately, though. Did get dispersed. So
yeah, also the Ravage was used and it only hit the Venomancer and accomplished nothing after a Mecha. Now Fissure's gonna hit. Rise. Ooh, in a little bit of trouble. There's a blink in from TC. War Trap, by God, shackle him. No shackle. Echo Slam gets dropped. Mania TBs and the ward's right in position. We have purple TPing in as well. That is destroyed. They are going to clean up these wards once again. So despite that was a kill by TC, that was only a kill on Venge because Rise, how many times have you swapped his teammates out? I know that's his, that is his, you put it on the resume. That's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. But damn, he's doing a very good job of it.
Yeah, he's absolutely crushing it right now. Rise is doing a really nice job of saving teammates. Now he did go down, of course, so it's it's not just a freebie there. But he did save Angel, and the more they can save Angel, as we mentioned, the better off they're going to be. He does have that Force Stab. He's up to 1,300 gold. I'm expecting. Oh, we see a nice initiation on Mania. Mania looks like he is going to die yet again here. Hand is going to go to Miguel. Nice shackle shot from Miguel again, but Miguel's in a bad spot. He needs to run away. Link does not have a Ravage right now, so they're actually fighting this battle without Ravage. This is a bad idea. Winner is going to go down, and so too will the Tidehunter. I think instead of that shackle and attack, he could have just shackled and ran.
Yeah.
Would have been a much safer choice.
Unfortunately, Complexity is finally, they've been very patient. They're just camping all into the enemy jungle, and they kept waiting here, and finally getting a team fight that they just have a clean victory. Unfortunately, they don't have the wards anymore, so they can't really push this tower very quickly, but with 5 heroes in position, and the wards being continued rained down by the Venomancer, they are going to bring down this tower. and that's going to get themselves even more map control. Roshan should be their next goal after pushing out the other waves. We'll see if that's what they end up doing.
That's actually going to get Jo his relic now. He's at 3.9k. He's already got treads and a vanguard. So relic,
pretty fast.
24 minutes, much more reasonable item for Jo this game than the last game where it was a little bit slower. So they're getting a pretty quick radiance, and I feel like Complexity are still in the driver's seat right now. I mean, it's not like Angel's got a whole lot of farm. He's starting to get a little bit more, but he's only at 2.1k with just the 4-staff and treads. So I'm guessing probably next is going to be a Hex. It tends to be the typical item for Obzi, though he can get an Ag Stick. I mean, I don't think it's very good. But yeah, Ultimate Orb looks like it is going to in fact be a Hex.
Right.
So that radiance on Jo this early can be a lot more of a damage dealer than in the last game. He doesn't necessarily need to buy quite as many tank items because the Sentinel's not quite as fat as they were in the previous series. So I think it's going to be a lot more impactful. And he's only 700 gold away from it actually being completed.
And that last team fight, really, the mistide Ravage on the Venomancer and got nothing done, that really just showed how important that cooldown is and why many teams really take advantage of that long cooldown Ravage. If you whiffed it once and you don't get too much done, the push comes the other way and you really just fight with 4v5 because your tide is kind of just a big moving fish, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, he does a decent amount of damage,
right.
but he only has level 1 Anchor Smash right now. He's actually leveling up Kraken Shell, so he doesn't have the high DPS output. Anchor Smash does a lot of damage on a very short cooldown. Leveled up, it's 4 seconds, and it does 225. So it does a lot, but if it's not leveled up, it's not really that effective. So.
And what do you think about Angel's choice going straight into Hex after seeing a Blink Dagger on TC? Yeah, isn't that really dangerous?
I think BKB might have been a better choice, but at this point, you know, if he gets initiated on, it's not like he can Hex once he's chickened. So I mean, he can BKB out of Shackle. Do what?
You mean he can't BKB anyways once he's chain stun, so might as well just go for the Hex?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because of that Blink Dagger, if they catch him, they have such long range stuns from the Earthshaker, which will allow Vengeful position and then Shackle Shot that I actually don't think it'll matter. If he gets caught, he gets caught. So.
And maybe he's also relying a little bit on the Ravage to bail him out just in case if anything happened. Of course, Riot's been playing like, you know, Super Saiyan 3 right now, so I guess if you have such good support that you don't really have to go damage survivability, it might make a little bit more sense if you think about it like that. But Angel actually has picked up some farm despite we talked about how difficult it is for him to do so. His team is just really bailing him out, to be honest.
Oh man, they just understand, this is just what their strategy has to be. They understand in order for them to win this game, Angel's going to have to get fat. So to make that happen, they just all have to camp him. There's not another option. It's not like, oh, well, we'll just leave him alone and hope he does well while we fight 4v5. That's not a thing they can do. You got to play for your team, and to play for your team, you just got to hope Angel gets fat and try and help him out as much as you can. They are going for the Roshan here. It looks like wards are being dropped down here from Complexity. Both sets of wards. It seems like they always end up with 2 sets of wards.
Yep.
I don't know what the deal is here, but anyway, looks like Roshan is going to go down here. Probably going to get that to the Weaver since he does have that Radiance now. Yep, they do in fact give him to him. So he can die pretty aggressively now, and a Ravage doesn't necessarily ruin his day because he'll just resurrect and be totally fine.
Oh man, that hurt on the bot lane. Fluff and stuff just showed off his new Blink Dagger, or Blinkadaga if you guys watch any World Dota Top 10. I love that series. But yeah, showing off that new shiny item, that of course was helpful when you took down 5 towers. Shaker doesn't even have to farm and he'll get that Blink Dagger for free. And got a kill on Angel, and that's huge. That's going to shut down his farm a little bit longer. It's not the gold that you lose when you die, although that hurts a little bit. It's the farm time you lose. And now he's kind of just, you know, sitting in the fountain, counting on the gold that he doesn't have, and he's just pretty sad.
Oh man, I totally missed that. I was talking about the Roshan. Had no idea. Nice map awareness. IX Mike has a Medallion of Courage right now on his Maiden and level 2 Aura, so it looks like a little bit more of a traditional Crystal Maiden.
Medallion and Urn, look at she's...
I know, not quite the Arzart tank that I've come to expect. I've grown to love, to be honest. I think I'm playing Crystal Maiden later. Oh wait, no I'm not. But Mania has a mechanism now to go with his Blink Dagger, so he's a little bit fatter. He's got a little bit more potential to initiate, but the fact that he got the Blink Dagger instead of a BKB against a team that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stuns seems like a bit of a questionable decision. And it's not like they're short-range stuns. I mean, Earthshaker is very long. Blink Dagger on Rasta means that his stun is pretty long. Obviously, Crystal Maiden theoretically can get around the backside and get a frostbite, but there's a decent amount of long-range stun there. That's pretty baller. I gotta be honest. If this doesn't work, it'll be foolish. But if it works, it's pretty ballsy.
Nah, man. If it doesn't work, Angel said, "Man, Rise, where you at?" Where's my Ravage? Where's my sword?
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not. Of course, it's not the destroyer's
Ravage.
fault. Come on.
Yeah, they do have Ravage. That's a good point. But Blink Dagger, oh, he does have an Ogre Axe now, so it looks like he will go ahead and get a BKB next, thank gosh. But
Who
I
has
guess maybe
Ogre
just
Axe?
buying the Blink Dagger once he had the gold, as it is the most expensive of the 4 things he wants to pick
Oh,
up.
you're talking about Enigma.
Yeah, I'm talking about Mania.
I was talking about Angel. I was like, oh.
No. What, Angel has a Blink Dagger?
No. Well, you
okay.
actually, Blink Dagger on Destroy is not a bad item either, actually. We see it very commonly in Southern East Asian pro scene. But beyond that, speaking of BKB, we have TC. He has his BKB, and that's going to be huge. Because right here at this point in the game, the Radiant side does not do enough damage to actually kill him under the BKB. So he is basically God when he pops that thing. Now, there is swap that will cancel it, although you want to use your swap defensively probably for Angel. There is a black hole that could really cancel it, but TC's on the driver's seat when he has a BKB. He calls the shot, he drops the hexes, he drops the wards. And it's going to be rough here for Radiant.
Yeah, there's only one outer tower left, and that's the tier 2 in middle, and it looks like Complexity, it has a giant target on it for them, and it looks like probably going to just walk up here and drop some wards. Maybe they want to save the wards for a little bit more of a team battle, not sure. That's always kind of the choice when you're playing Rasta. How comfortable are you just using your wards immediately on that tower to try and get a bunch of damage on it, versus do you want to wait and maybe get them for the team fight?
Oh,
and get the
TC
tower
always
after
waits,
that?
man. He's going for the ward trap every time he goes for the ward trap.
That's true.
Any other Shadow Shaman player, I'm like, I don't know, man. You're wasting wards, but TC, no, I truly do not question whatever he does with Rasta.
Yeah, they are trading nukes here on the creeps though. I mean, obviously Winter is a very strong anti-pusher as she can fire that power shot in a line as the creeps do charge in a line and can cut them down pretty quickly. Of course, Ross is just counteracting that with his Aether Shock, and they're just kind of finagling for position through here. But through all of that, Angel was farming it up on bottom. He's actually got himself a Mithril Hammer now, so he's going to go ahead and listen to you and not finish that Hex before he goes ahead and gets a BKB.
What?
So
at least get an Ogre Club, I guess. I mean, that's 10 strength.
Interesting change of decision here. Now, because of the Vengeful swap, maybe that's their plan. They can swap out and then he can go ahead and crack the BKB and he's fine. So maybe that's their plan.
I don't know. Maybe when he was getting the ultimate orb, it felt like they were winning, and then the tide suddenly changed when the Blink Dagger was up.
True. That's true.
And really, it's gonna be. And this is gonna be kind of like a Mexican standoff. They're kind of like, yo, bro, we have our wards up. You have your Eidolon, and TC. He's just waiting in the wings. He blinks somewhere, gets a ward trap on Mania. Swap is out, and we do have Wimmer in position. Echo Slam on 3. Can we get the Ravage? Finally, there's the Ravage, but the pipe is up. Black Hole on 2 and 3, but look at the damage output from the Weaver, and the wards is still hitting everything here. Destroying a little bit of trouble. Crystal Maiden leading the charge. My goodness, she is playing the Arzar Crystal Maiden, tanking up. Blink Dagger follow, and I do believe Quantic just all died.
Yeah, they just all died. There was a fantastic mechanism right on that black hole. He used the Ravage, they followed into the black hole, insta-mecha, healed everybody to full HP. Black hole didn't do a dang thing because a couple of heroes had already died before that. I was going to talk about how they were slowly winning away on that tower, and then it just immediately was just a flurry of action, and they totally took him down. Just a team wipe. All they traded was an Earthshaker. Earthshaker even ultimated 4 heroes there. It actually was 4 of them that he hit with that. So that was a big time Echo Slam there, and they're going to get the middle racks, and I think that's going to do it. I know Quantic is going to hang in this game and try and defend and try and see if they can get this back here. But there's now a Necromonicon level 2 on Shadow Shaman, and I think they're just going to lose this now.
Right now, Quantic have to get some massive outplay to come back from this game. Actually, the other day I was casting Dignitas. Was it Fnatic versus Quantic? And Quantic actually just they had a really rough start. They picked the Shadow Fiend, and the Shadow Fiend went like 0 and 3, and it was just really rough.
Oh yeah, I was in that game.
You were in that game. I called a turtle. I'm not sure if were you really in the game.
Yeah. At the very end, somebody said "well turtled." I think it was Atri.
Yes,
right?
Something like that. And Rice actually Skyped me afterwards, and we had a conversation. And he said something that's like really duh, like it was just so clear, but I never really thought of it that way. I remember we talked about it before. We used to call MYM epic turtlers, they lose in the beginning and they just win one team fight and win the game. Sometimes when you're in a behind situation like this, which Quantic definitely is really in the disadvantage, it's not really turtling. Like, what else would you do in this situation? Do you charge all mid and lose another fight and just lose the game? Like, you just don't have a choice. You just have to play defensive, ward up, get some smart farming, and just hope for a late game victory.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, that is the definition of turtling.
Well,
right?
Rice disagrees, and I'm just voicing his part of the argument.
Okay. Well, I mean, he may disagree with it just because of the there's like a perception in the Dota.
There's a
community
negative
that
connotation to turtling.
Exactly. There's a negative connotation with turtling. Well, really, turtling is just playing defensive and not going aggressive. And if that's what they're doing, that's what they're doing. It's just that's the name of the game. But that's what happens when you get in a poor spot. You have to do that. I mean, he can sugarcoat it and change the name. But that's what it is.
No, actually I kind of agree with Rice. I mean, like, what can you do? Like, again, are you gonna go all
I'm not
5
saying
mid?
It's a bad idea, and I don't feel like turtling it should be negative connotation at all. When you're in a poor choice, that's what you got to cycle into. Now you can aggressively turtle, I guess, if you're just immediately turtling.
smoke out, go for a gank, and then farm more.
I mean, if you're just like aggressively trying to be defensive at level 1, that's a whole different deal. But
that made no
once
sense.
you're behind, you have to rotate into turtle mode. So anyway, the wards are back off cooldown here for TC. And I was going to mention, I figured it'd be about 30 seconds from the time that they finish that middle that they would rotate and go middle. And basically they have go top. They have a level 2 Necro Book, BKB, Blink Dagger, Fluff and Stuff's got Blink now as well. IX Mike has himself some phase boots. Jo even has I believe a BKB on the way, right? Yep, it looks like that is the case.
I'm going to call it right here. If Quantic wins this fight, if they somehow win this fight against a BKB Weaver, they really stand a strong shot. Because if you look at the goal on the Destroyer, very close to his BKB, once he finished BKB, he is big boss in the next fight. If Mania could drop some big black hole here, it can be huge. But it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be so tough.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really hard battle for Quantic to win. I do think Quantic has the potential. I do think you're right, but, man, I just don't see how they do it. I mean, TC's just waiting it out on those wards. He's not going to drop them until he needs them. And this tower's getting pretty low here. Jail doing a bunch of damage, obviously, with the back of that Radiance. And they just... I mean, they didn't even really commit anything there, and they got that tower down very low. Another nice Shackle shot from Miguel, though.
Shackle shot on 2, and if you guys are wondering, why did the Mania blink on all 4 and get a 4-man black hole? Well, Fluff and Stuff, he's the ninja cow right here. Staying back, having that fissure ready, Blink Dagger is up on 12, so he could jump in one at a time. And they might actually initiate with their Link? No? They're just...
Nope. Just lose that tower to just constant damage from Jo there. Now, that's what I'm mentioning by him getting the Blink Dagger instead of the BKB. He really can't just go in for a black hole. He has to position perfectly and catch the Earthshake and the Rasta, and ideally the Crystal Main as well. So it's going to be very hard.
Windrunner out of mana at this point here, and she's have to go back, and that means that's going to be Complexity walking right straight up the hill without any power shots. Yeah, that's indeed exactly what they're going to do. We have a Blink Dagger in from TC. He's Hexamania. Nice Force Sap out, and looks like we have Jo coming in right now. Link cannot drop his BKB or drop his Ravage because everyone's BKB up. We have a black hole on 2. Where's the damage?
Oh, actually got 4. We see an ultimate from Angel, though. We see a nice Echo Slam from Fluff and stuff to counter that. He does go down, but I believe Mania is going to die here. IX Mike able to get away, and Angel's going to die, and I believe that should just about do it. I don't think he has Bio, and he really doesn't want to spend his gold on that anyway. So these top racks will go down. Nicely played there from Complexity.
Oh man, great job by Complexity identifying that Windrunner was turning back, so she ran back, getting her mana. That meant the pipe wasn't on everyone. And despite Mania's really good black hole, Angel was stunned very much so during that black hole. I think he even popped his BKB and dropped his ultimate, but it was not enough damage. And at the end of the day, Jo carries with his BKB.
Yeah, so we see Weaver paying off a lot better than it did the last game for Complexity, as he ended up going 7-1 and 11. And yeah, just had a much better game overall. He ended up getting that early farm that he really needs. He got a lot of time free farming in the top while they were doing a bunch of battling for a little while, and it allowed him to get a Radiance. He's already got the Vanguard and the BKB, and that's really all he needs at that point. I mean, if you get all those items by mid game, you're going to be quite fat.
Yep, very very fast farming on Jo as well. That Ravage might have had a bigger impact because if he didn't farm that well, but the BKB popped on TC and Jo, and Link just massive damage before he actually did anything.
Yep, and that is going to be the first game of the Quantic versus Complexity match. Stay tuned for game number 2 coming up in just a few minutes.
Yep. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast today so far. Our last match of the day, Complexity versus Quantic game 2, will be upcoming right now. We'll take a short break, and as always, this is Luminous and Nebula signing off.